In today's video, I'm asking the question, can you upgrade the rear headrests on your second gen Tacoma? And this is what I mean. So right here I have my rear headrest. And mine's a 2009. And when I put in these seat covers here, they said they were for 2012 to 2015. So I was wondering, well, what does that mean? Everything else looks like it should be the same. What's the difference here? Well, we all know there's a bit of a later second gen, starting in 2012, maybe like a second gen B. And this is my headrest. And what we have here is, this is the headrest from that second gen B. If you have a 2012 2015 Tacoma, you already know this. But notice the differences that we have here with these two headrests. So a bit of a difference in size and shape, right? And then of course the big change is this little lever here, which will allow the headrest to flip down. Now, I had been keeping my headrest removed simply because they block a lot of my rear view and I want as much as I can have there. But when I found out about these, that we could just flip them down, now I can see a good bit of my out my rear window. So the question is, can you install these in your second gen A? And then also, let's take a look at the headrest covers here. So we can see this is the real difference. They're designed for this shape of headrest from 2012 2015, and they don't quite fit on this. They're a little taller and slimmer. So what you need to do is, if you don't have 2012 and later second gen, you can acquire these. Now these you might have to buy as a set, or you might be able to get them separately off of eBay. Expect to pay probably about $100 each for these. And you might get a full set for $200, between $200 and $250 maybe. Often the set will come with this middle one, which I don't need. I'm just trying to replace these two so that they'll fit better with the headrest covers that came with this particular seat cover set, which I already have a video on. By the way, is a really great set, especially for the money, and for this extra little feature here that was only in the later versions of the second gens. So how do we go about this? Now these headrest covers aren't the easiest things to get on and kind of get all lined up here, and they don't exactly fit perfectly. It's a little bit of empty space here at the top. Can you see that? And at the bottom, it's like it hangs down a bit more right here. So it really is like the covers are a bit too tall for the taller headrests. But I guess when you don't pay the most money, we do things on a budget, that's kind of how things are. But you can see it does have the slots here designed for to pivot. The one odd thing here, and I find it surprising, since this is these seat covers were made for that second gen B version, and of course we're talking about the full double cab here, is that, look at that. So the lever that you have, which of course is very useful and you want to have access to, they don't have any accommodations for it. That's it, just kind of stuck under there once you put the cover on. So here's my suggestion on what you can do about this. Put the cover on and get it all installed here with the Velcro, and then get a marker and make a mark right about here, because basically you're going to have to cut a hole, or really more accurately a slit, right in there to be able to stick this lever through. So you don't want it the whole way, and of course it's going to attach right about here. You know, that's where that the pivot point is, and so you want to have the cover behind it. So you're going to want to get a sharp knife or razor or utility knife and make a slit right about there. Before you do, make sure that you have the seat cover installed the way you like it. Again, I'm a bit disappointed that it's kind of too long in these areas, but it'll be about like that. And of course, here's the lever on this one side right here. And once you have that, take it off and make your cut. It doesn't have to be too precise, but you want to be able to slip that whole lever through there. No matter what, you're still going to be able to see it once you slip it on, but there's just kind of no way around that at this point. It's too bad they didn't engineer that in themselves. I don't know why. But you can have something kind of like this, and now you want to slip it back on, and then start pushing this top part of the lever through that slit. It may be a bit tight, and of course you want to cut as small hole as possible. You can perhaps kind of expand and rip it a little bit as you go on there, but you should have something like that. So that's actually not too bad. Almost looks like it was meant to be that way. And so as you use this, you'll see there's a little bit of a cut right there, but for the most part, it's going to look all right. But that's kind of what you're going for. Now it's a little bit tight fitting in the holes here, these two posts. But before I did this, I actually had a friend who has a later second gen, and I borrowed one of his rear cushions just to double check and see, and they do match up. The notches here don't quite match up perfectly between the two versions, but they will fit in here, and it's a bit tight, but you can get it down there. Especially, we'll kind of push this little button in. So it's going to take both hands here, but you can kind of squeeze and get that down in. Like I say, it's tighter, I think, than the ones that are made for the second gen A, but you can make it work. Again, probably tighter than it should be, but once it's there, there's really no need to take them out. And see, look how much that obscures your rear view, which is why I had always removed my headrest and I stored them behind the seat or somewhere else. I didn't usually have passengers in the back, so it didn't matter, but I want to get as much view out here my rear window as possible. And even though these second gen B rear headrests are a little taller, this feature right here, well, that's just really cool. And my friend said it was that you could take the seat and then just fold it flat here without removing the headrest, and I guess so. But for me, the really handy function of that is that with those down, I have almost unimpeded view back through my rear window right there, from all the way left to right. So anyway, that's a quick little fix there. And if you ever wondered if these fancier kind of multi-function rear seat rests for the double cab in the back, if for the later versions of the second gen Tacoma, if they will fit for the earlier versions, the answer is yes, and they work just fine. Especially with these covers on, everything's good. So I have unimpeded, a pretty much unimpeded view through my back window, and if I have a passenger in the back, then there you go. Pretty easy fix and upgrade to your rear seats here. Just a little costlier than I think it should be, but I think it's worth it.